Moments you would never believe happened on paternity court.
What? I'm still married to this loser?
If it's a possibility that it's yours until you know for sure, you will not.
So why not?
Do you understand me? Oh, now y'all can't talk.
Miss Eubanks arrived in the court to seek Judge Lake's help to save her relationship. She claimed that Mr. Wilker fathered her baby Mozzie, and once paternity was proved, that baby mama expected a ring to pop up. Moving on to plaintiffs.
Mr. Wilkes, you claim that when Mozzie was born, you hoped for a sign that he was your son. But no matter how hard you looked, it just wasn't there. You say negative paternity results will end your relationship. Is that correct?
The end of everything, Your Honor.
So the alleged daddy stated that his doubts regarding the potential child had worn out on him, and now he wanted to know for certain if he fathered the baby or not. Further, he said that this dispute had troubled and distressed him.
And I can see that you don't take this lightly. You are troubled about this.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I stay up late. Sometimes, I'm stressing, really. Like even growing gray hairs. I'm only 30 years old.
The baby mama gave the relationship recap. It was revealed they met at the strip club and started dating each other, as they both had goo-goo eyes for each other. But when the baby came into their picture, all romance got watered down like this.
The relationship started, we met each other at the strip club. We was there for a family member's birthday party. And
Oh, okay.
it was just love at first sight,
Whereas the potential daddy accused the baby mama of cheating on him. He alleged that he had caught her texting multiple other dudes. But baby mama wiped it all off by asserting that she had no man in her life other than Mr. David.
She was definitely talking to other people at the time.
I was talking.
When
but
you
never
say
had
talking,
any
what does that
relation-
mean? Does that mean?
That could be sex also.
No.
But we're just not together.
Well, that's not talking then.
No, Your Honor, no.
Oh, next, the guy explained the incident when he confronted the woman at the podium. He stated that when he went to pick her up, he hit her ex. Now you can't blame the daddy for his doubts, girl.
Oh, you mean she's laying in the bed like expecting him to come?
When she seen it was me, she was laying in the bed, she was like this. I'm asleep.
No. No.
Really.
Mr. Wilkes' accusations seemed a little off, but to prove his claims, he brought concrete evidence, which was a video of her dancing with some guys. I guess mommy is in big trouble.
Yeah.
No, but Your Honor, before that video even happened, he sent me a picture.
Oh, is that a hand?
No, that was not me. He didn't touch me. No.
While the evidence was a shock bomb to everyone, the baby mama claimed that the defendant had deceived her. She told me that he sent her a picture of him with some other woman, but man did not let mommy turn the point by saying, "We are not in the divorce court."
Even play a
Okay,
role.
but
I'm
he
30 years
so-called
old.
loved me, but before that even took place, he sent me a picture of him and another girl talking about this is wifey.
This isn't couples court. We're here for a paternity test.
Right, but you love me also.
Yeah.
I guess the baby mama needed to take notes from Mr. Wilkes on how to come prepared in the court. Further, the man brought a witness who recreated the whole cheating dance. Whoop! That little scene made even Jerome dance like this.
You were there that night at this club?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you remember seeing?
No, he was not.
I remember seeing her, the guy, another girl, and another fella.
No.
And they was in there dancing. So I'm in the club, I'm standing back, I'm looking. All you see is him all on her. They grinding.
He is lying.
They grinding.
He is lying. He is
They
lying.
grinding like.
As the trial moved forward, Ms. Eubanks stated that pregnancy news changed the potential father's mind, and he took her back and even tried to step up for the coming baby. But the defendant denied all of this, saying that the plaintiff was just making stuff up.
I don't know who you dealing with. You doing a lot
I was just dealing with you. I was having just relations with you. I didn't have
relations with me, but on this video camera, it looks like a lot of relations.
How did that look like relations?
How? Can you?
I didn't have relations with nobody else but you.
All right.
Further it got, the alleged father and baby mama had intoxicated the situation instead of resolving the friction. But it was evident that both needed DNA results badly for their baby and their relationship. So let's get those results.
3-month-old Mozzie. It has been determined by this court. Mr. Wilk, you are the father.
Can I give her a hug?
Absolutely, if she's okay.
Past caught up to Mr. Norris Sr. when his wife and son chose to look up to him after decades. So, Mrs. Norris dragged her husband to the court to prove that he fathered her son, whom he had been denying for 22 years. Let's find out whom the DNA will prove wrong.
Ms. Norris, you claim Johnny B. Norris Sr. has been denying he fathered your son for the past 22 years. You say today's paternity results will prove him wrong.
Yes, Your Honor.
At the beginning of the trial, it was revealed that first, he acknowledged the paternity, but something changed his mind. Their story did start on a good note, as they once were in love and had a shotgun wedding.
In our front yard, we had a yard wedding, Your Honor.
It was a shotgun wedding, y'all. When she became pregnant, I myself, I thought it'd be the right thing to do as far as marrying her.
So, the defendant disclosed the reasons behind his doubts. He claimed that Norris Jr.'s granny told him that he was not the father of the baby. Further, he pleaded that the plaintiff was messing around with her ex when she conceived the baby.
Why does he deny your son?
That I don't know, Your Honor.
His grandmother said that I wasn't his father. She'd go out from time to time for a couple days consecutive and...
Okay, so the alleged daddy stated that he was tired of his wife and that he wanted to go far away from her. So when he left, he had no intentions of coming back to them. Just a quick question, sir. Why make the alleged son pay for it?
Your Honor, when I left, I had no intentions of coming back. So that's not true because I was done. I moved to Seattle. When I left Florida, I moved to Seattle. I wanted to get way away from it. So I moved to Seattle.
I'm reiterating.
And he wasn't the reason why I left. It was the mom. Because her and I wasn't getting along, and there was no love there.
However, the plaintiff wiped all the claims and testified that her mother was angry at Mr. Norris because he wasn't treating her the way she deserved, and he was the deceiver, so this is why she blurted that he was not the father out of her rage.
Why would she say something like that?
She was angry with him because the way he was treating me.
You just said, I believe it. She said it.
Why would I look for you? You left.
Up next, the woman claimed that she started her search mission after moving to Georgia. She hit him up online, and they spoke on the phone and exchanged numbers, but Daddy acted like he had amnesia.
I had moved to Georgia with a friend, and she helped me to go online, and we were able to find a family member of Mr. Norris. I gave them a number to contact me. And he did.
Further, it slipped out that Mommy talked to the second wife of her husband, and she assisted her throughout. And Norris said that both women had a conversation on Facebook. Uh-oh, I think he meant Facebook.
Me and Beverly, we actually communicate.
That's so ironic.
You know, and we get along.
Women tend to take sides with one another anyway. They get on Facebook.
No, I don't go on Facebook.
Now it was the time to hear from Ms. Beverly. She claimed that she heard rumors for years that her husband fathered a son, and it got confirmed when she contacted the defendant's first wife on the Spacebook. Whoosh, I think I will sign up on this social media ASAP.
How did you find out that your husband might have a son?
I heard rumors through the years. I got on Facebook and I contacted his son and got Mrs. Norris's number and talked to her on the phone.
It was apparent that Norris Sr. neglected his potential child and baby mama, but he did not stop blaming the plaintiff for his mistakes. Further, he asserted that Mrs. Norris had ruined his marriage life by getting a Spacebook. Somebody, please tell me what a Spacebook is.
It's her husband first and mine second, and
no, it's
that
yours.
couldn't be.
She found my son on Facebook, sent her number inbox to him.
Well, not hard to find. All she's got to do is type in her husband's name.
Thank you. Thank you.
Even though Judge Lauren heard a lot of their testimony, their never-ending disagreements and arguments were making things more complicated. Things were all over and not getting to the point of resolution, so the only way was to get those results.
It has been determined by this court, Mr. Norris Sr., you are not his father.
Ms. Sander admitted to testing another man for the baby's paternity, but when it came negative, she aimed her arrows at her ex. However, Mr. Brady neglected the claims and asked baby mama to point her finger at the baby's real daddy.
Ms. Sanders, you admit to having another man sign your 6-month-old son Caleb's birth certificate, but now say that Caleb's real biological father is the defendant, Mr. Jamarvis Brady.
Yes, Your Honor.
The trial started with the plaintiff stating that she had done everything alone for the baby and that the potential dad was a deadbeat. However, the baby daddy stated he felt no obligation to the child who wasn't his.
So, Ms. Sanders, what has Mr. Brady done exactly for baby Caleb since his birth?
No, he has not done anything, Your Honor.
Does he visit the baby?
I came through the neighborhood one day,
reason why
and he asked me if he could see my baby.
Why would I take care of a baby that's not mine? Why would I visit a baby that's not mine?
Look how pretty my baby is. How can you deny a pretty baby? Why would you wait this long?
I take care of my responsibility. responsibility, not another man's.
The defendant presented a compelling argument to the court and said that the green eyes of the baby had pulled doubts into him. And to support his claims, he put forward the history of his family's eye color like this.
My grandma don't have green eyes. My granddaddy don't got green eyes. My mama or my daddy. Her either, obviously. Me, I definitely don't have green eyes. I'm trying to figure out where these green eyes come from that's on this baby.
Mr. Brady further stated his doubts flared up when baby mama did not let him assist through the pregnancy as she was stubborn as a mule. However, the plaintiff refuted his claims and stated that when her ex came back into the picture, the defendant decided not to sue mommy.
When she told you she was pregnant, why didn't you go to an appointment?
I tried.
Participate.
I initially tried to go to the appointments, Your Honor. Catherine's just a handful.
He was playing me from the left because I didn't want to be with him no more. So he got mad because I got back with my ex. The beginning I did, but he's so nonchalant about everything. It's not even a point to even talk to him.
As the trial proceeded, it was revealed that Ms. Sander was all alone throughout the pregnancy because her man to choose shoes over his girlfriend and baby. And this is why she let her ex sign the birth certificate.
But
You still gonna give him them shoes?
My baby, why would she
He
let
asked
another
about some
man sign the
shoes.
birth
He wanted
certificate?
You to get him some
Get him,
shoes?
yes, me and him, we talked about getting some shoes. So he never had a job or anything, so why would I put a baby on somebody who couldn't even help me take care of the baby?
But he says you had another man sign the birth
Your
certificate.
Honor,
Yes, my ex-boyfriend, before me and Jamaris got together, I was with someone.
Further, it was revealed that she tested another man and it knocked him out of this paternity run. But the alleged father's doubts were also real, as there was another on the baby's birth certificate. So she better not blame the defendant for his doubts. To understand this mess, Judge Lake summoned the witness to the podium. She testified that the defendant was a deadbeat dad, and mother was sure he was the only potential father left in the picture as the other man had dropped out. But the daddy stood persistent on his allegations.
I believe my daughter. I don't know Mr. Brady. This is my first time ever seeing him.
So you just said all she is my potential child's mother. So there is a potential.
Even if you think that he may be your son, won't you feel like a fool if he's your son and you've never contributed 1 red cent towards taking care of?
Nonetheless, Ms. Sanders claimed that Mr. Brady had humiliated her by denying his son in front of her acquaintances. Oh my, boy, who on earth does this? Why would you embarrass someone like that, especially when there is a baby involved in the situation?
You say he embarrassed you in front of everyone.
Yes, one day I'm walking through the neighborhood, he asked, he was like, he just called my name out the blue. Lord, please.
So he did this out in public in front of people?
In front of everybody, calling his friends over like he
somebody
just
got to
in
know
the
besides me,
neighborhood.
this ain't my baby, and I want somebody to tell me that this ain't my baby because of the same
And that's
reason
why
I'm
we're here
saying it ain't
today,
my
and
baby.
that is the reason why we're here today.
They were not on the same page, and their back and forth arguments were not helping Judge Lake to figure out the solution to this paternity mess. So the ultimate way to settle this conflict was to declare the results they needed.
Mr. Brady, you are not.
I told her that wasn't my baby, Your Honor.
Sit down.
I told her.
Sit down over there.
I knew it wasn't mine. 100% positive.
Miss Sanders, he said he was positive.
So who the
I don't
other
understand.
possibilities?
I really don't understand.
A repellent couple arrived in the court to determine the paternity of their baby girl. Mrs. Matson claimed that her husband has a track record of leaving children in the lurch, and now he's doing the same with her daughter. Meanwhile, Mr. Matson pleaded that his wife was licentious, and today's DNA results will put an end to the ongoing drama.
Your husband, Mr. Matson, that your 6-month-old daughter is his biological child. Now, Mr. Matson, you claim Mrs. Matson has been having affairs with other men throughout your marriage.
Their relationship started on the wedding night of the defendant. Even though he was married to another woman, he asked the plaintiff if she wanted to be her next ex-wife. Was that flattering, miss? Nah, surely it wasn't.
What was the first thing I said to you?
You asked me if I
Would like to be my next ex-wife.
Yep.
Is that what you said, Mr. Matson?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
And then what happened from there?
Ups and downs?
2 years after that, we got married. But when he married me, he was still married to her.
While the baby mama was persistent in her assertions, the alleged daddy said that he could not have kids as he had congestive heart failure, which made him sterile. That is why his wife's pregnancy news filled in the doubts.
I have congestive heart failure. I had my first heart attack in 1997. I've had many, many operations from then until now. Chances of me having kids are done.
You have been told that you cannot have children, you're sterile.
Yes.
No,
So when she comes up pregnant,
I'm like, who the hell is it?
It was revealed that pregnancy news stunned the potential father. Mrs. Matson further claimed that the defendant was a con artist, and she had caught him red-handed multiple times, but nothing could cease Mr. Matson's clowning.
6 months in.
Yes.
And what was your reaction to that statement?
He's a con artist. He has done nothing. He says he wants to practice making a baby, but he sure wasn't practicing with me. He was out practicing with everyone else that walked.
Even though he admitted to the charges, he was not ashamed of the item and stated that if her wife could not make him happy, he would have to go out somewhere else. So Judge Lake hopped into the marriage situation like this.
When you start going out with a man on his wedding day and decide you're gonna date a man that's married, then you marry a man that's already married. You shouldn't be surprised if this married man is cheating on you in your marriage.
Further, Mrs. Matson's deceiving slipped out, but it was not breaking news for the potential dad. Baby mama told that she was sick of him, which drove her to seek solace in another man's arms. Despite this deteriorating situation, Mr. Matson aggravated the mess like this.
And I have to ask you, have you ever cheated on him?
One time, yes, I did, because the owner of the company that we was working for died. His wife was taking her husband's death very hard. Go out and find someone.
Let's back up here.
Did that lead to
Your
you
Honor.
cheating with someone else?
I like
Because
younger
I had
women.
been done with him. I was done. I was trying to leave him.
Finally, Judge Lake summoned the witness. Ms. Lopez came in while shouting to her vocal cords. Mrs. Matson was a compulsive liar. That seemed like a red flag. Hope so they won't cut each other's throats.
Excuse me, everything that comes out of her mouth is a liar. It's a straight lie. Everything out of her mouth, Your Honor, is a lie.
Okay, Ms.
Really?
Lopez.
When have I ever lied to you? When
have you ever
met
lied?
you? The first time I met you was at a funeral and you attacked me.
Let's get some order.
So the witness made some allegations and declared the mommy snake and a sore cheater, which burst out the wrangle between them. Yeah, somebody, please tell them yelling at their vocal cords won't help anyone solve this toxic jumble.
Why is it you feel this way about Mrs. Matson?
From day one. My brother's married, and she can't handle the fact that I'm still friends with his ex-wife. Excuse me, but we're still friends.
care about.
You
I
don't
do not care
That's
about
right.
that.
She
I
called
don't
my
care
mom's
about
house.
that.
It was apparent that both parties were at odds, and the more they were testifying, the more they were intensifying the paternity situation, so Judge Lake had to dismiss them. Yeah, we all love them, she thrashed.
If you felt you were sterile and couldn't have children and your wife comes up pregnant, you may always have in the back of your mind, as you say you do, is this or is this not my child? Could make you feel insecure about what she's out doing.
Exactly, Your Honor.
Yeah, and he wouldn't have thought that I'm doing that or doesn't accuse me of it until he's done it.
They have enough problems communicating as it is. Insert your mouth, hot mess. Throw you out this courtroom if
where
you
his wedding ring is.
one more
Ask
time.
my husband where his wedding ring is. It's right here in my arm, my hand. That's his wedding ring. He hasn't worn it in 3 weeks.
However, it was the case of a cheater cheating on a cheater. Yet this nasty couple was not ready to drop their allegations, and their testimony was not helping but flaring up the whole situation. So the last hope to get closure was to get those results.
In the case of Matson versus Matson pertaining to 6-month-old Sandy Matson. Mr. Matson, you are the father.
Told you.
got a
Now you
miracle
can
child.
apologize to me because I'm not the
You never apologize
You're
to
nothing
you.
but a...
You need to keep your language down.
A treacherous wife dragged her husband to prove the paternity of her daughter. However, Mr. McDowell asserted that his ex-wife was Trollope, which made him stand out of fathering chase, and the DNA results will end this for good.
Ms. McDowell, you say you have no doubt that your 1-month-old daughter, Annabelle, is your husband's biological child because you claim you only had sex with Mr. McDowell during the window of conception.
Yes, Your Honor.
So the defendant said that the whole family had been defaced due to baby mama's swindling. McDowell's infidelity ripped her apart from her children. Oh, ma'am, were those skirt chasers worth ruining your family?
She just one day told me she was going to go to her friend, a female friend's house and spend a few hours. Well, the next day, the female friend she went to go spend the night with called me and said she walked into the home and caught her, Miss McDowell, and her boyfriend on the couch cuddling.
Yes, I admit, I did sleep in the same bed with the dude. No, we were not cuddling, and no,
But we
did
are
not.
married. You don't sleep in a bed with another dude during a marriage.
However, the mommy stated that her husband was the flagrant man who asked her to sleep with another man in front of him when she was intoxicated, and this gave her the red flag.
Me, him, and the friend that I went and stayed the night with was drinking that night. We went to the store, and on our way back, he's gonna tell me that I could sleep with this dude in front of him. And I told him, I said, no, I'm your wife, and that's not right.
Did you suggest that, Mr. McDowell?
I do not recall that. No, Your Honor, I do not.
Oh, so suddenly the red flag turned green and led Mrs. McDowell to another man's bed, and the potential revealed that baby daddy had numerous guys in the picture. However, folks, you know, what's more? Needed to ride on this paternity mess? Absolutely nothing.
Well, I went out to my friend's house. Dude was my friend and the chick was my friend. I did not know she was planning on leaving that night. It's the whole reason I ended up asking to stay the night.
But you ended up in the bed with this guy.
Yes, Your Honor.
You end up pregnant, and you tell your husband?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what was his response?
It's not mine.
It's not mine.
Even though the plaintiff admitted the claims of deceiving, she did her best to prove herself innocent. So, up next, she brought the calendar of conception to support her claims, and allegedly explained that Mr. McDowell had impregnated her like this.
We had sex on the 27th, and also I had sex with Mr. Alfred on the 9th and the 10th of November.
This first page of evidence is a calendar
where it shows the week of me conceiving my child.
May I see that, Jerome?
Further, the man explained the incident of overhearing. He explained the wicked conversation of baby mama, mocking that she already knew about him not fathering her baby, but gaining financial benefit was the motive behind this all.
May I say one more thing? We had a court scheduled in our town. I was walking down the hallway. I was running late for court. She did not know where I was coming. I tucked in behind the corner to where no one could see me, and I overheard her telling somebody and laughing that she knew the child wasn't mine and that she was.
So it was time to hear from the witness. Ms. Combs alleged that baby mama duped her into a paternity mess, which is why she took her in, supported her, and gave her boyfriend money to work, yet the deceiving did not stop.
If you didn't believe the child was your grandchild, why did you take her in?
Because she told me from day one that it was his, like she's saying now.
You knew it was her boyfriend, or you found out later?
No, I knew it was her boyfriend. I tried to work it to where they could get back together, because my thought, even though she's a whore, that her...
Ma'am, you have to use respectful language.
I'm sorry.
Do not use that language.
Miss McDowell confessed that she dumped her husband for her lover, Mr. Alfred, but it turned out that she had been intimate with both men in the window of conception. So you know, guys, when things like this happen, you roll up in the paternity court.
November the 9th, I sat there and messaged him on Facebook, seeing if I can come over and chill with him and hang out. And then, yes, we ended up having sex that night.
While you're married?
Yes, Your Honor. And we had sex that day, too.
And now you're boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yes.
Finally, the second potential came in. He claimed that he did not believe either one of them was the father, but instead, there should be another man who could be the biological daddy in this paternity contest. Oh my, the lady is straight up scandalous.
Mr. Alfred, I have to ask you, do you believe your baby Annabelle's biological father?
Personally, I don't believe me or Michael, either one or the father. I think it might be the gentleman that she was with before she tried to work things out with Michael.
What's interesting here is you say the baby's your husband says the baby's your lover, and your lover says the baby's by another.
As the trial proceeded, it turned out that Ms. McDowell was hopping between 4 men simultaneously, and Mr. Alfred caught her messaging another man about the child. Regardless of his doubts, he signed the birth certificate.
How many men were you sleeping with?
4 dudes all together. That's including Mr. Alfred and McDowell.
Did you sign the birth certificate?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And so you just said, that sounds good to me, I'm signing up.
It was evident that baby mama was debauched, and her promiscuity disrupted multiple lives, and she could not blame the defendants for their doubts. So the last hope to get closure for the baby was to reveal the results.
Mr. Alfred, you are her father.
Thank God.
How does it feel, Mr. Alfred?
I mean, it feels great. It feels amazing. My mother was right the whole time. And just, like I said, given so many different people that she had been with within the timelines, is the reason why I had doubts.